Direct and indirect speech. There are two ways by which we may report or narrate what a speaker said. Direct speech. In direct speech, the speaker's exact words are given. Now see this example. Susan said, "I want an ice cream." Indirect speech. In indirect speech, only the substance of what the speaker said is given and not the exact words. In the previous example, it's given that Susan said, "I want an ice cream." Now let us see this example. In indirect speech, Susan said that she wanted an ice cream. The rules to follow to change the sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. Rule number 1. Remove the quotation marks. 2. The reporting verb and speech should be joined with that according to the sentence. Tense of the reported speech is to be changed according to that of introductory verb. There is an important note. If the introductory verb is in present tense or future tense. If the introductory verb is in past tense, the tense of the verb in indirect speech has to be changed as simple present into simple past, present continuous into past continuous tense, present perfect into past perfect, present perfect continuous tense into past perfect continuous tense, simple past into past perfect, past continuous tense as past perfect continuous tense, past perfect into past perfect only, it remains unchanged. Will becomes as would, can becomes as could, shall, should, may, might. Change of person from direct to indirect speech. The person and possessive adjectives change as first person I, we into he, she, they. Second person you changes into me or they. Third person he, she, it, they remain unchanged. There are change of adverbs. Today into that day, tomorrow, next day, yesterday, the day before or previous day, next day, the following day, last year, previous year. The other changes. This becomes into that, these into those, here into there. Interrogative and imperative sentences of direct speech change into statements and with full stop in indirect speech. Example. Rohan asked me, "How are you?" Rohan inquired me how I was. Read the imaginary conversation between Swami and his father. "My dear Swami, why are you looking so dull? Why haven't you gone to school today?" "Daddy, I don't like the school. The headmaster beats me every day." "Why does your headmaster beat you every day without any reason?" "I'm sure you must be causing a lot of nuisance in school." "No, Dad, the headmaster beats all my friends in the same way." "Okay, what do you want to do now? Don't you go to school and continue your studies?" "No, Dad, I'll join some other school." Now change the conversation into indirect speech. Swami's father asked Swami why he was looking so dull and why he had not gone to school that day. Swami replied that he did not like the school and the headmaster bet him all the days. Swami's father inquired that why his headmaster bet him every day without any reason. He was sure that he must be causing a lot of nuisance in the school. Swami replied that the headmaster bet all his friends in the same way. Swami's father asked Swami what he wanted to do then, whether he would not like to go to school and continue his studies. Swami requested that he would join some other school. As we know that there are two kinds of clauses, the main clause, the subordinate clause. The main clause gives a full meaning. Example, we cannot go out now. The subordinate clause has a finite verb. It has some meaning, but for full meaning, it has to depend on the main clause. Example, since it is raining. The noun clause. It functions like a noun. The noun clause may function as the subject of a verb, the object of a verb, the object of a preposition, in apposition with a noun or a pronoun, and also as the complement of a verb. Noun clause functions as the object of a verb. Let's see it. For example, he said that he would help me. He said is the principal clause. That he would help me is the subordinate clause. The subordinate clause is the object of the verb said. So, it is a noun clause. Now read the following passage and identify the noun clauses. Replace the underlined words that, so, and it with suitable noun clauses. One student said that he had suffered from a severe headache. The headmaster said, I don't believe you have suffered from a severe headache. The second said that somebody stopped him from coming to school. The headmaster said, I don't think somebody stops you from coming to school. The third said that he too had suffered from a bad headache. On hearing that, the headmaster shouted in anger. The fourth said that he had suffered from a terrible toothache. The headmaster said, I don't believe you have suffered from a terrible toothache. The fifth said, my grandmother died suddenly. The headmaster retorted that he would ascertain it. He said, I will come to your house tomorrow to know the fact.